up in the next chapter, there are things that I think for sure we're gonna get information on, like what is the White Witch doing right now, what exactly is going on with her, what's going on with Toka and Elantir. Like Elantir obviously is really big because we found out about this new realm, and not only is it a new realm, but it apparently has this super absurd tier of magic just in existence. Like obviously if it's supposed to be this transcendental magic realm, it's going to be something beyond what, you know, probably anything we've seen in the terms of just like, oh yeah, some special like terrain, and so it's probably going to be super crazy when we get in there, like absolute like nightmarish landscapes. Like imagine like when we came into Earthland and versus Edelus. Like Earthland looks relatively, for the most part, it looks normal. There's some obvious like strange places in it and affected by magic. Edelus, the magic was in the land instead of in the air, so it was like, you know, you had all this like floating islands and stuff, floating rivers. And Elantir, I just feel like it's gonna be just like if you just looked up as crazy fantasy biomes as possible, like massive forests that overarch mountains and multiple like mile tall volcanoes that have other volcanoes on top of it, or like seas that have like maelstroms the size of countries or something. I just think that's like over the top crazy pretty much. But the thing I really want to see, and I'm hoping becomes a large majority of the chapter, is to find out about Selene. Like, we don't even need to see actually like in real time Selene. I'm perfectly okay with seeing flashbacks of Selene, like seeing how do the Edelus people know about Selene, what happened in their story, in their past, that caused Selene to be known to them, because this is somebody who has hype actually fully like up there with people like Zeref, like Acnologia. Like the other dragon gods have all got their own pretty good hype and obviously feats, but when it comes to just talking about how big of a threat they are, like we know Acnologia, like he could step on a battlefield, take both sides out it almost instantly. Zeref created tens of thousands of demons and had religions around him, and he was like the largest and most powerful black wizard in history of the series. And it's like the other dragon gods have got their own stuff, but none of them are as big as what Acnologia and Zeref have, or what Selene has. Because literally, if you're like, yeah, we were going to go for this better realm for magic, but we decided instead to go for the inferior one because this dragon that crosses dimensions lives in there, and if she comes at us, we're fucked. Pretty much. And there's an aspect of like her power in Edelus that I'm wondering if it's a coincidence or not, because her crossing through dimensions, like it could just be maybe she can cross normally, like, you know, just walks forward, ripples, and then, you know, she's in a different dimension somewhere else in space. Or what if she has to use, because she's a moon dragon, what if she has to use the moon? Like, what if she has to fly up to the moon and pretty much kind of like use it as a portal? I think like the free range of just doing it anywhere would be OP, but obviously she's super OP of a character, so it makes sense. But I think like thematically it would be so cool to see like, oh, what's up with the moon and it's rippling like the surface of water. You know, you throw a stone in there and you just see that like dark ripple, and then you like there's this figure, like we see the silhouette of Selene's dragon form just kind of like flying down from the moon to you. And if that's the case, I'm wondering like, is the coincidence of Edelus either knows about her or has dealt with her? Like, let's assume that they've dealt with her. Like, something happened that they had to go get, that like had to, you know, they pissed her off. Because Edelus, the thing about Edelus is they capped out when it comes to like their levels of power with Wizard Saint level people. Like Nightwalker was on equal level with Urza at the time. That was before the time skip into part 2 and Second Orders and stuff. So she was like Wizard Saint level. So that was their cap. So their full out level of the Edelus military wouldn't even like phase a Spriggan, and a Spriggan is nothing to a dragon god. So it's like, well, what happened in their timeline that would be like another way to kind of like build more hype around her and explain some stuff. One thing about Edelus that's never really, it's never really been too much of like focused on, but I think this is a good opportunity to do it. It's like, what if she pretty much made all these moons in Edelus, and it's like, if you piss her off again, she has all these different access points to go to. And it would also make sense, it's like, well, what if one of the ways to beat her is destroying the moon, which also would be a really cool callback to earlier portions of Fairy Tail, like back in Galuna Island when that was the mission that they had for him. There's just a lot of potential up and coming, and when it comes to the overall arc, that's different. But I want to find out more about Selene in general. I want to find more about just, like, you know, what is the history between her and Edelus? What was it, if she attacked, like, how fast was it that they, you know, surrendered or were dominated? Because she is absolutely not somebody that they could deal with at all. But anyway, other than that, though, comment below. Tell me your thoughts about this, and thumbs up the video, but from the like button and the subscribe button, and check out my other videos. Other than that, I appreciate everybody's already subscribed, and I thank you all for listening. Bye.